Hello folks, it's me again. In the last clip you just saw me make some tea bowls, and I'm now going to trim them. So I'm just trying to select for myself a trim tool. Let's just get down on the wheel head, down there, down yonder, and yeah, I've got here a selection of trim tools. I try and keep my tools in this tin here. I've got a selection of a variety of kinds of trim tools, and this is the one I'm going to use, I think. So put that over there. I've got my cheese grater here. I thought we can do a bit of cheese grating. But first of all, I've got to trim. So just cleaning off my wheel head here a bit. Okay, maybe we'll just actually move the camera a little bit down there. Yeah, that's, I think that's about right for us. So, now these I've made only a matter of hours ago. You saw me, these are the ones. So, just using our tap centering skills there. Aha. A little bit wet here on the wheel head. A little bit too wet. My seat is actually a little lower than what I usually have. Thank you for all those people who've written to me just lately. A lot of emails, a lot of response from that clip I did on the becoming a potter. Now you notice this one isn't sticking so well. That's because you notice it's squared, and the squared shapes, you find they don't touch uniformly all the way around like a round shape does. So you just have to sometimes be patient. And again, where it's been in contact with the wheel head, just a little bit of finger work there, around there too. Yeah. Nothing worse than sort of trying to take a drink out of something with like a square lip. We don't want that. This one is round, so this one hopefully will. Now when you trim, don't have the wheel going 90 miles an hour, okay? You want to get a bit of feeling into your work. You can't do that if it's going too fast. So err on the side of having the wheel going a little bit slower. I do recommend. Da da dee da. And you know, cutting these feet is it's a very personal thing, you know. It's not like there's a right way or a wrong way. This one's loose. Actually, you know, what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to put some Shino glaze on them, but because Shino glaze has got a lot of clay in it, a lot of ball clay, I should be able to glaze these okay, raw glaze them. That's my aim. So now, just to clarify, a lot of people have been writing to me saying, Simon, we like your work, etc., but where can we buy your work? And I know that my website, you can go to my website and look at pots there that I've made before in the past and back in Europe, etc. And if you try and buy anything, you can't buy it. It won't allow you to buy it simply because it's too much hassle for me being over here in the US and having a website in Spain, having to get somebody to pack up the pots and send them over from there. So basically the website is just for looking at. You can look at the pots there, but you can't actually buy them. Well, you could argue, well, that's not very practical, Simon. How are you going to earn? How are you going to? You talk to us about becoming a full-time potter and earning a living and doing this and that, and yet you've got a website that doesn't function. And you're perfectly right, and I do apologise for that. It's just something I haven't got round to doing, you know, because basically I want to relocate my website to over here in the US. And however, I do have pots. If anybody's interested in buying pots, please just write to me and I'll send you photographs of work that I have for sale. I think that's the best way of doing it for the moment. I have got some things on an Etsy shop, a few things. So I just try to, you know, with these tea bowls, I like to get a sort of a feeling between the foot width and the shape here, a feeling of that it's in harmony and it. You know, it's best to trim these. I think these are about right for me personally. When the clay is a little bit on the soft side, you get a bit more feeling into the clay. When you, let's get a bit of detail there on what I'm doing. I know you like detail. So there we are. That's not clever. Move off. Now when you're doing this, press down firmly here. And I mean quite firmly. That's why when you're doing these, you're cutting first here, not here. Because it's leaving it thick there, so I can still press down with my finger without fear of it pushing up underneath. Okay. I want to get my grater out and grate this. So let me just pull back the camera quickly. See if we can demonstrate that. My battery is looking dangerously low. Alright, so I've got this here. I want to grate this. Now, you know, I'm doing this and you could say, well, why don't you just flute it, Simon? Well, yeah, I could flute it, but then I get a slightly different effect if I flute. Whereas this gives its own particular it's just a little bit different. Can you see that? That's, you see, with the grater. I did it slightly slanted. If you do things slightly in a slanted way like that, it gives more of a feeling of movement than if it's just straight up and down. Because we think of nature, we think of, say, grasses that are, you know, blowing in the wind or something like that. I've got to seal all these, haven't I? Okay, well, before our battery runs out, I'm going to say goodbye. Keep practicing, everybody. Hang on in there. Remember, it's as you practice is how you're going to improve and get better and more proficient. Take my word for it. Okay, ciao, bye-bye now.